1, 2, 3, 4. 1, dive! So 1, but we're not going to just do 1, 2, 3. We're going to flow it together. So it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the concept is we are actually doing a hold block. Now we normally think of a leg. When Andrew does a kick, my inclination is to do what they call Gyakukaitan, just to turn the hip that way. So if I was going straight in, I might do that. See, I've turned it a little? That's what I might do because it's too powerful. So you might say, okay, turning the hip that way makes sense. Why would I ever turn, like the Kata does, that way? And that's because we're not thinking of a leg block. If my guard is up and Andrew throws a punch to the face, if I move to there, you'll notice I can deflect it. And I don't want to turn the hip that way because he's inevitably falling straight away. So I want to turn in that way. Now, yeah? So I have, and if he's trying to, and notice I'm striking again. A little bit faster. So it looks like you've done that. What we want to do is try to smooth it out a bit. So 1, 2, but we're going to allow the legs to shift. So attack is coming at us. So it's going to be 1, dive! 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And notice how my shime powers, and in the same way, I don't have a Gyakukaitan. I don't do this. We can do this. And you'll see this in katas like Sepai. We are deliberately going that way. Hips turning in. And then again. So the hip is pushing through the whole movement. Okay. I want hip to drive. Hip to drive. Through the whole movement, using both arms, as we said before. This arm, my arms up, and he punches, and I can only use that arm, at least at that arm. I'm moving back offline, trying to use both arms. If he's immediately countering, that's okay, because this next move is a pullback. So I'm going 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Slowly again. A little bit faster. On the other hand. Yeah, fast enough. And notice how he put me the lead arm. I still have to pick it up. Yeah. If I don't, I put this arm away. So he punches reverse. Fast enough. Okay. The pullback doesn't just have to be empty. The pullback does do that, doesn't it? So 1, 2, I'm actually raking. I could be striking twice. I could be going 1, 2, 3. There's no reason why that pullback shouldn't be part of a dynamic movement. It doesn't have to be. And I can be fairly aggressive and move in. And now I'm reining it really and truly as he's punching, bringing it down on him. I have to be careful with my control at that sort of speed. Punch it down the hand when I'm doing faster hands. And you can see on the outside, but even on the inside. Not so bad. Because as he punches with that hand, I can counter. As I hit, if I'm not managing to get this as a deflection, it's merely I rake past the face. So that I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. So pullback can be more than just counterbalancing the body. You can use that arm. I don't need to I don't need to just think of the pullback. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go. Nice. Typically, Kata does just a standard and a kick from here, which is great because you want to be able to learn to control so that you're not telegraphing. So you need to basically kick as this is moving through. without shifting that leg. Perhaps even from a sanshin and letting it pivot as you kick through. That's okay. But the more advanced you get, the more this retreating into sanshin just seamlessly moves from the sanshin through to a shift. So that you end up with 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's actually happening is I'm moving away, and I punch. And as he's moving, shifting, kicking, landing with the punch, he's punching it, I'm deflecting that arm early, and then around. And I can abandon this. I can go. Yeah? Nothing wrong with it. You can easily do every movement from, say, Gekisai. You notice that's the same principle. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3. That would be a case of 2 blocks. This is from Gekisai I need. 1, 2. And you notice, yeah? And from there I can do the whole 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 punches there. And if it's the opposite, across arm. In, deflect. If it doesn't there, deflect there. You notice that deflection. Many people think this has to be a deflection for a kick. It doesn't. As you can see, it was quite effective to stop him, turn him around. And it's beautiful as deflection strike. And I could be hitting him too. People always want to be hitting. Well, okay, go for it. It's really useful to think of Geda and Barai as all kinds of movements that follow that circle. This is the one that attacks that block. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you go. So just a strike down. And there's absolutely no reason why I shouldn't think of that as being a strike, as a deflecting, or simply if he's not doing it, just hit him. So there's lots of reasons why you would do. So 1, 2, 3. It's lovely to do that. Kike yomiyoshi. It's nice. So you can use that in any of those applications. I'm, by the way, assuming with all these applications that there's multiple punches, and I'm doing that as a kind of a theme. There's a lot of karate traditionally teaches you this, tactful zenkuts. And that's what's generally going to happen is he's punching multiple punches. And that's not so good. So now we have to think creatively. But what would I do with this? I could just as easily go there he punches him, just as part of the pullback. Lovely. So suddenly this standard karate deflection is totally practical. Dive! And it's dealt with both punches. That's what I wanted to capture tonight. There's always a possibility of multiple punches. You should try and get him by the second punch that's coming out. If I do too many, sooner or later I'll get clobbered. So generally by the third, if you're just doing deflections, you get overwhelmed. You want to try and get it on the first, you want to get it before he's done anything. Yeah? Okay, you want that. But if I don't get that, second. I want there, but nowhere after 3. You will be overwhelmed. And that's where a lot of people get it wrong. They think, oh, deflections, you're just blocking. You're not. You're trying to set a move up. So 1, 2. Okay, now I can set it up. So I've tried to do this, but it doesn't mean that I haven't immediately gone into attack mode as I'm doing it. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm immediately countering, but I'm trying to set myself up. But I'm also being conscious of defense. I'm not just madly going in, Okay, you have to think of defense. That's why karate is a defensive art. I'm not trying to hit him, I'm defending. There's a big difference. That's why these defensive techniques are not particularly suited to a competition environment. Where your goal is to hit. Your goal is to deflect and counter. It's a counter-punching art. Some people are really good at making counter-punching work in the ring. But sooner or later, 2 counter-punches meet and one has to be the aggressor. So it's, by its nature, very selective in what works best. Trying to hit is different from not being hit. Very different mindset. Thanks.